Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another weekly trade recap video from me. This week I've entered three positions, three trades. Two trades are still running and one trade closed down. So Aussie CAD and Swiss yen are the position that's still running currently. And pound Aussie closed down for about 0.5% profit or so. So let's take a look into these three positions. One of my entry, one of my stop loss, management, target, and etc. So starting with Aussie CAD, if we start from the higher time frame here, you can see that the bearish move followed by a continuation correction has already happened, and we're right back to pretty much the lows of this rising wedge correction. And this move has already happened and give me a potential clue to look for a bullish reversal as a double bottom is forming here on the higher time frame. When we zoom into the lower time frame here, we can see that the last bit of the price here is rather corrective. You can see that this is a very good descending channel structure, correcting the price down. As we know, descending channel correction is a bullish reversal. They have a higher probability of playing out as a bullish reversal, and I'm trying to look for a potential bullish long, either looking for a potential target to the previous high here. So if we look closely here, yeah, this bearish move has already happened as we talk about, and there's a few good confluence here as we know that the descending channel structure is correcting, and I'm looking for some sort of continuation correction on the lower time frame here to give me a little bit good confirmation to look for that potential buy here. And as we can see here on the latest bit of the price is that when we have this descending channel structure and we have this really strong bullish breakout to the upside, so a bullish impulse on the lower time frame, and there is some sort of lower time frame continuation correction. I'm looking for a few swing highs and a few swing low, which is what this correction give me. And I open with a entry order just above the target, just above the price here, pretty wide stop loss about 40 pip. I want to cover the lows of the correction. So as we can see, price tagged me in, kind of hovering around the entry point a little bit, and then pushed out, and then had a really sharp impulse down. Now, this is a key about entry and setting stop loss. I set my stop loss always going to be below the previous kind of correction, previous kind of low point, so that covers a few more pips for me. In this case, this is exactly how it works out. Is this push down from all the way to the price? This is how we stay consistent because I let my trade run, right? I let my stop loss run, and I was about maybe 3 pips or so to get stop out, but I'm not going to exit early because I already entered the trade. I already um, put my mindset to it that this trade could go to a loss, and there's no point to exit early because something like this could happen because it pretty much just recovered. It hit the bottom of this previous low here, and then a pretty sharp recovery. So as we know about evolving structure, this is when I'm going to evolve the structure into some sort of more, I would say more of like an expanding structure based on the current price action. You can see the swing high and the swing low continue to expand, but it's still a correction nevertheless. If you can see here, we're just getting a few swing highs and a few swing lows now. So what was once the correction before now evolves into a bigger correction, but ultimately the structure, the price action doesn't change because the descending channel is still there, the impulse and move is still upside. This can just be a lower time frame continuation and still looking for a further push up on the price and continues to see if we can reach the previous high. So that's the first trade. Aussie CAD is running about break even or a little bit less into the red right now, but I'm still happy that I hold on. The trade is still running. Didn't get tagged out here at the previous low, so looking to see what this week will bring to us. Next trade is Swiss yen. I entered this on Friday. Swiss yen, we found a higher time frame. We've been talking about this for quite a while, right? If we just look at the overall higher time frame here, we see that this is a really sharp impulsive phase to downside, and largely after a impulsive phase, we know we're going to get a really long, deep kind of a correctional phase, which is what we're getting here. And the latest kind of price here, you can see that there is an ascending channel correction forming the price, pushing the price up. And if we look closely deeper into the lower time frame, that longer ascending channel is followed by a smaller lower time frame channel. And at first, I was looking to see if this move will break down here, followed by a continuation. That did not happen. But what we're getting here at the latest bit of the price is really an M style pattern here. So M style pattern we know is a bearish reversal. We see a reason double top here. We see the right side of the M is again in an ascending channel. So I like how there is correction within correction, structures within structure. This is very good for a multi-time frame point of view. So I was looking to see if this ascending channel will have some sort of breakdown followed by a mini lower time frame correction, and that will be my entry. So latest price here, I see almost like a head and shoulder pattern here, and like how that there is an impulsive break out of this lower time frame ascending channel and a continuation correction. So again, setting my entry order here. Just right below this lower time frame correction. And stop loss above the high, I was pretty generous. I give it a little bit more pip to rooms, about 25 pips stop loss or so. I want to see how this price will move, if it's going to continue push down from the price. And again, I enter about Friday morning, Friday or so. On Friday morning, I believe, just hovering around the entry point, and I think this is just from the spread at the end, closer to the end of market close. So we'll see how this week goes. So, but I like how the overall price. My target is the first target is the low of this ascending channel or the low of the overall price action here for a potential 7.721. So very big position, but ultimately, if we zoom out here on the higher time frame, we're just right at the beginning of this potential bearish run, right? So there's going to be lots of opportunity, even if this position end up with a loss. I will not hesitate if I see more bearish price action. I will look to enter back in again because the higher time frame is very clear. The higher time frame has been in this correctional phase for such a long time, and we know that after an impulsive phase, if we can get a correction finish, we can have a very high probability of resuming the next impulsive phase. So I'm looking forward to see if we can get that bearish momentum to the downside. So that second trade, Swiss yen is running about break even or it's hovering around the entry point. Third position of this week was pound Aussie. Talk about pound Aussie from the higher time frame here, that I like how they're approaching to this top here, and that there is a higher time frame kind of a parallel channel working, and the lower time frame here there was an ascending channel kind of correcting the price up here. And we talk about pound Aussie here for a potential sell. There's a few scenario here because price can likely to correct here a little bit longer to the upside, or they can just kind of break out here and form a lower time frame correction, which is kind of what I see here in this week. I like how there is a bearish push down for the price here, and I was looking to see if there's going to be a lower time frame continuation. I spotted that there is a few swing highs and few swing low of this correction here, and within this correction, there's also a mini lower time frame channel here. So again, multi-time frame analysis, correction within correction. So I opened with a reversal order. I set my entry order below this correction here, and I set my stop loss above the previous, above the high of this overall continuation correction. So about 50 pip or so. And my first target, I was looking to see if we can actually push down to this low here and then eventually to the bottom of this correction here. Now, when we see that price initially push down, kind of form another correction on its own. That was my stop loss is still at -1. But once it pushed down past this previous low and past one-to-one risk, past one-to-one reward, I set my stop loss to break even as what my risk management would do. And during the morning when I woke up, I saw this push down from price, but it was not continued downwards. This is a key from the price is that there is a little correction here, but this correction did not push the price lower. Instead, it become a reversal, right? You can clearly see that there's an impulse move pushing down and followed by a correction, but this correction becomes a reversal correction and we see a reversal impulse. So that is a sign from the market from my experience that this move here alone, it may or may not be the one that's going to drop down anymore, and I need to monitor the price. So when I see this really sharp impulse and move pushing upside, I move my stop loss down to about 0.5% profit. I didn't want to take a break even in this kind of scenario where I pretty much earn about 1.5%. I didn't want to take a break even when the price pulled back. So very happy to exit for about 0.5 here, secure the profit. As you can see, if I didn't do that, either way I would have hit break even here, and if I didn't hold on to break even, this eventually will take me out like that. So always have a good risk management, always have a good proper management scenario in your trading plan. That's going to help you to mitigate these kind of situations, because you can never always sell at the very bottom, right? We don't know if this is going to continue or if it's going to reverse, but when we have a plan to execute and we have a plan to exit, when the price pulls back, we know that that is a sign from the market and we're going to secure a little bit of profit and move on to other positions and other opportunities. So there it is, guys. That's pound Aussie for about 0.5% profit. So into next week, I'm going to have Aussie CAD running and Swiss yen running as well. Okay, so any question, comment, feel free to let me know below and chat with you guys all next time. Thank you very much.